So now
I can't tell if you're joking or not, Bo.
No, it's definitely within reach. She's not
level.
joking. It was possible.
Like the early game was substantially good for Inverse.
And remember the script. Now they're going to pick Wyvern as we enter the draft, and Inverse will win.
Okay,
All right,
that's true.
right.
That's true. We did predict game 2 being a struggle for Hokori if they take game 1. So let's jump in. We got a draft here. Let's see what's going on. Another Earth Spirit band.
Oh my goodness, a bird in the jungle.
Is that the
For some
Phoenix
reason,
call?
it's a North American crow and not a toucan or something, but I don't know what a toucan sounds like.
You know,
I don't know either. I have to Google this now.
You know, when I was at
remember how they sound.
DAC 2015 in China, I went to that event with Hotbid, and that was right after Phoenix got introduced into the game, and teams were winning with it. And Hotbid wanted us to do a caw-caw chant like that every time Phoenix got a kill against a Chinese team, where we all stand up and flap our wings at the same time and yell caw. Yeah. It did not resonate with the Chinese audience.
It's very shocking.
All right, in case you're curious, Gareth, I just shared toucan sounds on Discord with you.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
So last pick will be Inverse this time. So Hokori, well, they're going to get first pick again as the Bat Rider gets removed.
All right. So what did they open with last time? Oh, they get what? What? Okay, South America is super creative.
So, creative, is that the word we're using? They love this tiny. This is
they
like
love tiny.
What did you say, Trey? This is a square peg going into a round hole?
Yeah,
we're just forcing this tiny. We're just jamming it in there. If you push hard enough, eventually it'll mold to fit the gap.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I do like Core Tiny, I will say, but it's not. Why don't you just pick Wind Ranger? Honestly, at this point, if you're this convinced on this whole concept of like, well, it is a really good mid sometimes. It's like I feel like I'd rather have a 4 Wind Ranger in more scenarios than a 4 Tiny. But
that's not an unfair bit of assessment, bud.
And I could understand if like Beast Coast was playing Tiny all the time, but it's not like they are copying this really good South American team. They just love Tiny.
Yeah. It is funny, though, how it's not just locked to one team, though. It really is. Yeah. It's like almost cultural at this point. It's like baked into the South American meta. Fear the tiny airlines.
Now, Witch Doctor is a hero that kind of disappeared for a while.
Ah, there he is. The Alkies. Alkies in. Like this from Inverse.
I just want to thank the teams for reminding me to equip my Tiny Taunt, because it wasn't equipped. So, I might have gone into a Tiny game unprepared for the most important thing to do, which is clearly just spam that the entire time. So thank you.
Roll it out.
Good work, buddy.
Yeah, I'm just doing what's important over here.
All right. If Geo plays Alchemist, is he buying a halberd?
I hope not. I mean,
I kind of like this because I feel like Noah God created a lot of space in the early game, and if he was playing something like an Alchemist that could just go mega greedy, imagine how different that game would look like. So I think that's a good direction for them.
Yeah, you can't really mess up the item. Either get Radiance or Battle Fury. There's no other items. You can't stop by for the Armlet anymore. Hopefully. Well, I really shouldn't be saying that after that last game. So never mind.
Do anything.
Anything is possible.
Armlet Blink. There's nothing stopping you from buying those items except yourself.
All right, so I hope they definitely... I actually think... All
right, do you just ban Tro and Slaughter for Inverse here?
Yes.
You definitely ban Tro, right?
Yeah.
I'm in on the Troll.
There's no way.
So adding a Witch Doctor into that combo is pretty damn scary. That's a lot of minus armor physical synergy.
Mm-hmm.
And Alk is a very low armor hero already, so very susceptible to those kind of Slardar +1 strats.
Yeah.
That is definitely one of his weaknesses.
Radiant team ban.
Okay, Monkey King.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so we'll go with Monkey and Troll maybe.
Mm-hmm. I really feel like that's important for them.
Maybe the Slardar is more important sometimes. I don't know. I guess once you're big, the Slardar doesn't really bother you. It's just, you don't really want him hunting you in the jungle with a tiny...
I think if you were a Wraith King, maybe the the slaughter ban would be more important. But Alchemist doesn't rely that much in the lane unless they have a lot of kill potential. I don't think Tiny has that much. Unless he gets like some good tosses, but usually he shouldn't. They take the
10
toss.
seconds remaining.
What are our key aspects of an Alk lineup anyway, though? I mean,
5 seconds
basically
remaining.
trying to be super aggressive, right? That's what I've seen the most successful teams do. Like Quincy Crew, they basically, Alk gets a lot of space where
Yeah.
he's on his side of the map hanging out, and then the rest of your heroes want to be really aggressive heroes, kind of like Monkey King or Beastmaster. Like a lot of these heroes they are banning on. Yeah, there goes the Slaughter instead of the Troll. Fair enough.
Okay.
That is a good option for Hokori, though, especially considering that last game.
So I wonder, like, since we predict Tro to be picked again, since they play a really good Tro inside of Hokori, maybe you pick
10
a
seconds
lane
remaining.
that is good versus Tro.
5 seconds remaining.
Which is, let's see. Not a whole lot of them. I mean, Bat with all the nerfs. Like, Bat used to be the big
Mars
one.
is decent, but it's banned. Yeah, that's one of the reasons Troy's so good. Like, there's not a lot of, like,
You're better off
heroes.
dodging, right? Playing like Enigma or something. But then you have an Enigma on a team that's trying to play aggressive and have low cooldowns, so that doesn't really work. So instead, you end up needing like a position 4 Earthshaker or something to just like hold back the wave.
I actually don't mind that, even though Shaker got nerfed. We actually stopped seeing Shaker.
He's dead,
altogether.
dude.
Yeah.
He's
Radiant
dead.
In South America, he was barely alive, and now he's just gone.
They killed him.
Rubik.
Okay, that's fine. I like Rubik. No beef there. Position 4, solid. Decent steals with these 2 heroes already.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I'd like to see a Spirit or something for Hokori. Like they're all left in, and they don't have to pick it right now. But I think that's one of the heroes you're gonna be looking for, right? Just like stay active, aggressive. You know what would have been nice too is a Coddle once this Alk comes out, but that might be harder to work in, unfortunately. But I like
mean
that concept
for-
a lot too.
Yeah.
For Hokori?
For Hokori, yeah. Trying to like stay aggressive with the hero, trying to just pull everyone around the map. I think
sort of
Nature's
Kunkka
Prophet might be
strats.
good too.
Just start early, invade, never
Yeah.
give the Alk a chance to get off the ground. That seems to be a good way to handle him.
I like Phoenix versus Alk, but they're already stuck with. I guess Tiny could be mid, so they could pick Phoenix here if they want to. Viper's banned.
So they did ban out the Slardar. Is there any
I
argument
actually-
against Troll? Like even
Yeah,
without
I
the
think you just
Slardar?
pick the troll here.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
like,
they're not gonna steal the Troll, right? So you can always pick it.
yeah, but I also don't know what I want for my other roles yet. And at least I know the Rubik's there, and there's the Alk matchup. And yeah, I don't know what their offlaner is, but I don't really think there's any offlaner that's going to concern me if I just pick my troll now. You know?
Yeah, I guess, but like since you know they cannot pick Troll in inverse, I think you still wait. And
Well,
like,
but
you
what
know
else are you
it's
gonna pick
be
now,
Alk
though?
Grimstroke.
That's the issue,
You can
right?
pick your offlaner. Alchemist Grimstroke. You know that's the lane.
Yeah,
You
but I don't
have-
know what their safe laner is. Is there safe laner
I,
Alk? It's
I think
probably
this
Alk.
is 99% chance an Alchemist safe lane.
Well,
There's
Bowie
no way
gets it
Noah God
again.
is gonna play that Alk.
Yeah.
Bowie
I think
gets
it's-
it again. The Underlord.
Yeah, but now this doesn't work with the Tiny.
They're creative. They
10
know what they're
seconds
doing.
Remaining.
Does push towers well, though.
Yeah, and Tiny could be mid. We did
5
talk about it.
seconds Remaining.
I like
I
Underlord
actually,
versus
I mean,
Alk
we
as well.
prefer it even with Viper ban. I think it's Viper and Batrider ban. I think it's quite possible.
Percentage HP, good against the Alchemist there from the Underlord.
Yep.
And the Pit is real handy for catching. Like they have a lot of ways of catching him and messing him up in the early game now.
That Grim is scary though, because you might.
No, he's
be-
not, Bowie. How are you afraid of the worst hero in Dota? What are you, weak? What are you? Some
The
kind
silence
of
is not instant, right?
some kind of
That's,
weakling? I mean,
big problem.
Grimstroke requires his teammates to enable him, Bowie. He can't do anything by himself. Like, think Inkswell alone is going to do something, bud?
He doesn't.
I hope they can play Void Spirit off lane, because that would be the best pick here, I think. Death Prophet's also okay.
Calling
like
for the
it.
VS
Radiant
offlane.
team
Wowzers. It's going to
What?
be a Sand King instead.
Okay.
I said, oh, I think you were saying Venge for a second. I meant Void. When you said VS, I just think Vengeful Spirit, not
Oh.
Void Spirit. Fair enough.
Fair call. My bad.
I like the Sand King, actually. They have a lot of push in
10
their lanes here. They
seconds
have
remaining.
Rubik Sand King, so they don't have to lane against throw. That's probably the
5
best way,
seconds
right? I
remaining.
hear like Underlord. I hear that just forces the throw to be under tower, and then you can pull and you can abuse. You can just abuse the lane against the support.
It's okay.
Radiant team ban.
Oh, all right.
So not
A
the
lot of
troll.
physical damage.
Dire team ban.
Good
A
push.
lot of armor versus the acid spray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was the answer to the Alk mid in the past. I always think of that when I see Alk TB.
Yeah, Alchemy is pretty much just when Radiance at that time, so it was really
10
good because
seconds
you were
remaining.
sure you're gonna get it. I think he could just go Battlefield here, but it's still
I
like
hope so.
Terrorblade is a really good
Seconds
hero. I
remaining.
just feel like it's not that good against Sand King. It's like he's quite squishy early on.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't really get that.
surprised. Yeah.
Radiant
It's got to
team
just
ban.
be against the Alchemist. I think it's that simple. It's the only real advantage I see for Terrorblade here.
Yeah, it's hard for Alk to just solo kill. Like he can solo kill a lot of cores when he's ahead. Terrorblade is a little harder.
Yeah, Alk doesn't have a great option against Sunder. You got to time that stun like
10
perfectly.
seconds
Yeah, it's not
remaining.
easy.
Yep. It's gonna get
Alright,
a single
Hokori.
Yasha.
Remaining.
Gonna have a lot of status resistance.
Yeah.
So the
Probably
heroes
less of
actually
that.
like, well, maybe not.
They're lacking stuns on Hokori, right? You have this
Yeah.
pit and have
Dire
cask.
team
Like all of the stuns are pretty mediocre.
Wow, they missed their band. They blank banned.
What?
Wow.
That like never
hell?
happens. Okay, they let the timer
Okay.
run out.
All right.
Simple misclick there. Sometimes it comes down to the wire. You got to move that mouse across the screen to actually
10
click ban,
seconds remaining.
and you miss it.
High APM required. You know.
You are right,
Uh,
though. Very rare that this actually happens. This is probably the only game in South American
Radiant
DPC where this has
team
happened.
That's a good ban. Yeah, I think Void Spirit. I actually think Wind Ranger is kind of good here. Those would be my two heroes, like Void Spirit, Wind Ranger.
Huh.
But I've also just got Wind Ranger in my head because I like it for the flex of the tiny or the wind going mid.
She does
Yeah.
have okay options against Alk, actually. That heavy physical
10
damage.
seconds remaining.
I feel like she just gets like when you have a hero like Sand King against Wind Ranger. I feel so scared because the instant stun like into whatever other disable just kills her every time.
Well, I
actually
just mean as a
prefer Puck.
4, right? I mean, I'm not
Oh,
that concerned.
yeah. If they would
Right.
play tiny. I guess Puck here could be a 4-2, so it's pretty much the same concept you talked about.
Yep. Like, more likely
10
Tiny 4, though.
seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like if you pick DK now, right? Like then we
5
can just put the
seconds
tiny mid
remaining.
instead of the puck.
True. But it's not really a Noah God hero. I think they might just Ember again.
Yeah, Ember's the hero because you got the puck matchup and you need to stay aggressive. You need to be like in their face. Lesh.
now
All
select
right,
your
Lesh TB,
heroes.
Lesh Underlord.
I like this. I actually like this. You don't care that much about coil, unlike Ember. You have more push, which they kind of liked last time. They were just super ahead and they grouped for the towers. I'm gonna be honest. I actually like him versus draft a lot. I think this Terrorblade is inferior to the Troll. Like objectively, he takes a little longer. He doesn't lane that well versus the Sand King. I think they have a shot here, especially against a hero like Alchemist that is so busted right now.
They definitely have the burst to pick on this Terrorblade before he pops off. There is some hope there. And it is that 4 tiny, after all, picked up by El Micho.
The game pretty much comes down to the tier 1 tower pushes from Inverse because they're going to want to try and make space. Like they're not really a run in the jungle style team. I mean, they are a little bit, but I think they're more focused on the towers with the Leshrac. So the goal will be, is the Witch Doctor going to be there? Is the Tiny going to be there? The Puck going to be there? Puck loves counter-initiating. Underlord's got the ulti. Witch Doctor loves early engagements with the Cask and the Maledict and the ulti. So I kind of feel like Hokori have a good answer to what Inverse want to do here.
Yeah, I feel like this lane is a little harder for Noah God to stomp like he did last time. I don't think Puck's going to get trashed. So this could be a problem, but I think Leshrac is a strong hero. We'll see.
Pretty exciting, though. I mean, looking
Yeah.
at these drafts, this
It's not
seems
too
like
bad.
it's going to come down to raid boss versus raid boss, right? The big alchemist versus the big Terrorblade. Who's going to have the better supporting cast in those epic mid-game fights? Which carry will come out supreme? I'm excited to see. Gary, they're pulling out the gloves. They're getting laced up. Are you feeling the hype, buddy? Could be the last game of the lower division here.
The money man has arrived. Yeah, I think you're right. The raid boss against raid boss. It looks like Inverse less reliant on that early laning stage, the kills that they had to rack up in game 1. It feels a bit more balanced here, Theban.
Yeah, it does. And I think Gio this time around, he's not going to feel nervous and buy a halberd and be this utility rating. He's playing Alchemist. You don't have an option, you know? I mean, I guess he could get like Battle Fury and start pumping Ags to his team.
No, stop.
But
don't even put that kind of thought out into the world.
that's all I can really think about. For Alchemist to actually make this game not so good for everybody else on his team.
I mean, I guess we have seen that like Pos 3 Alchemist in a couple of other regions, right? Those Aghanim Scepters. Watching the graphs when that happens is always funny as well. The big net worth dip of the Alchemist suddenly coming out of nowhere. Do you agree with what Bo was saying, that this mid lane, less chance for Noah God to completely annihilate his opponent?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, mid puck is almost impossible to actually straight up beat, I think. You can maybe get a few last hits ahead of the puck, make it uncomfortable for the puck in some matchups, but this is why you see puck getting picked first phase almost all the time. It's either banned or picked first phase in like majority of the regions. So
yeah, looking like a real hot
it's going to be very, very hard. Yeah. And the Leshek, though, he does have a bunch of disables. He's got Sanking, got Rubik, you know, he even got Inkswell, Gary, to run in with.
The Grimstroke yet again. And then you've also got this Sanking Rubik lane down bottom. That could put a decent amount of pressure onto Lumiere's Terrorblade. He's going to have the backup of a Witch Doctor, but if they just focus the TB over and over again, he could be in a bit of an upsetting position. Might have to dip back into the jungle reasonably early.
Yeah, Sanking probably the best, like not the best. Darkseer is probably the best hero to lane up into the TB here. But Sanking definitely somewhere up there alongside Batrider. You know, all these magic damage offlaners. TB hates laning against them. And Sandstorm is going to do a lot of work against TB.
Sure is. And then
what do we... Oh, go ahead.
I'm just going in the top lane, do you think the Underlord's going to be able to do a similar job against Alchemist with like Firestorm?
Definitely. Actually, we see a little bit of engagement bottom here first.
They are straight on top of Lumiere. They
don't hesitate to just stun him up. Fade Bolt to remove a little bit of that damage, but not going to be enough. Yeah, I mean, the top lane, Underlord, I think is going to free farm. There's no real kill potential from the Grimstroke plus the Alchemist. Underlord not going to care too much about the acid spray either. Just going to constantly firestorm waves into the Ox Tower and then hopefully get the Tiny to pull some camps. And I think this Alchemist is the one who this Underlord is going to be the one who needs to do very well for Hokori and keep them in the game by buying these aura items. Like a pipe this game is such value, right?
Yeah, especially against the Leshrac in terms of itemization, but also how the Underlord wants to play. Put himself in front of these tier 1 towers, stop the Lesh from pushing as Garlic down bottom. They've already spent the Burrow Strike, they have a Fade Bolt. Cask holds the Rubik back and allows the salve from Witch Doctor to come through. Sniping a Courier, Lumiere is wrapping around onto the Rubik again, and the Cask, 10 seconds cooldown. Garlic just going to get Burrow Struck and right-click, the Fade Bolt, the final touch. Melee's looking for it. That Tango regen kicking in, though. And, Rubik, he nearly had telekinesis there. He's still going to hunt for it. Wasting a lot of time, though, Witch Doctor, of this Rubik. But first blood is finally going to come. The final hit misses uphill.
Oh, what?
Witch Doctor, he's going to try, but he can't escape. The grasp of Rubik.
What is this? I came here
well, that's very nice for a Rubik to start off with the first blood. Going to get an early mana boots. Going to be nice for the Sanking as well. Sanking trying to do something here. Looks like he wanted to pull the creeps, but doesn't get them all.
Like nice all around as well, right? Because Terrorblade gets the double wave under his tower. TB wasn't the one to die. Witch Doctor kind of happy that he's accomplished his job down there.
Can also bring more regen back bottom to Tiny.
Oh, Alk.
Making a play onto the Alk, yeah.
Yeah, need the Inkswell there to hold the Underlord back. El Misho has a toss though.
Toss.
Back into the tower,
Toss
onto
into the
Vitali.
tower.
Tower's hitting creeps though, so they're just focusing with the right clicks instead. Tiny with a punch and Vitali securing it onto the Alchemist.
Yep. And that Alk only has 8 last hits, by the way. So he's not doing too hard in this lane. Plus he died.
Yeah, real rough start. And mid lane looks like Puck is edging ahead of the Lesh. About a wave ahead of Noah God here. Going for that bottle and urn build.
Yeah, he wants to get to
gonna-
that vessel, I guess, against the Alchemist, which is very nice. That's the thing about Puck, you know? He can be playing multiple roles. He has so many item builds. I don't know what other hero in Dota right now has as many item builds as Puck does.
Yeah, it's a good point. I always thought the same way about like Nature's Prophet and Venomancer. You know, kind of similar utility heroes, but then Puck playing every role and gives you team fight, gap close. It's just a beautiful set of
Catch.
skills. Yeah, it's great. And Tiny there guarding the rune. Make sure Lesh doesn't get the bottom one if it had spawned. So Neo with an arcane refill top. Could keep that for when he hits level 6.
That's so good. Every time a mid hero just gets an arcane rune, they're just creaming.
Especially when it's like a Puck or a Spirit.
Yep.
He's going to pop it early. Not going to wait for that 6 in a lane rotation. Just want to keep the pressure on Noah for now. As Alk...
I mean, that's still respectable.
Alk has pulled and is farming the pull himself. So Grimstroke is now the one laning. A
Yeah.
complete free farm for the Underlord at this point, though, as the bounty rune, something here that Inverse need to guard and at least get a couple of. Was it a 2 for 2 at the start of the game, by the way? I forgot to check.
Dire are scanning.
I don't think there was anything too surprising there, as Slot going to get jumped on the Puck with the Arcane Rune, makes that first rotation, immediate snipe on the Grim.
Gets a bottle refill too. Gonna grab the other rune as well. I mean, he used that arcane rune to make things very efficient. He's feeling good, man. And then the thing about Puck versus Leshrac is if the Puck gets ahead, now all of a sudden your Leshrac can't really go to side lanes and edict towers out because the Puck's gonna be there ready to push lanes out against you and coil you under the tower.
Yeah,
So it's actually extremely hard to play Leshrac into a Puck.
you suddenly feel so squishy. Like you go from feeling powerful with Edict as they coil bottom near side lane to side lane, ping-ponging around and onto melee Sand King. He's
Urn
inside
too.
the Sandstorm as they do burst strike near, but there's
One
the
more
second urn charge. Melee gonna survive, so they turn and focus Rubik instead. Terrorblade, final touch, gets Lumiere a kill in that bottom lane.
Yeah, they don't get the Sand King kill, so they're a little bit sad about that. And Leshrac did get a bit of space middle. But that's okay, TB's gonna free farm while the Sand King has to wait and reach him back up.
Yeah, gives a bit of room for the Tiny to leech some experience mid. Misses out on any kind of tiny combo. The Tombo plays there, but he will toss the Lesh back. Unfortunately, near without a coil or any additional spells. Can't do much more as Gardic slain by the Sand King and Rubik bottom.
He's got Sunder if he wants to scale that up.
Radiant are scanning.
It looks like Alchemist has caught up decently. His net worth still not looking amazing. Like these have been kind of small creeps in the jungle.
Yeah, it's got 34 last hits. Still doing alright. I mean, he just wants to get level 6 and go straight into the jungle, right? Like, we're gonna need stacks. That's what Rubik is drawing right now. But you got Tiny, who's made his way into that jungle first, got a ward up. So whenever the stacks are made, whenever he sees the Alchemist go and farm, he's gonna be there, ready to tombo this Alchemist and try to kill him.
Yeah, keep hunting him.
Base boots online for Gio, level 6 ready too. Just want to keep following him around. Honestly, if I saw a Tiny being picked, it's very unlikely I want to go for an Alchemist in draft.
Sand King. Level 2 Maledict. Can't withstand the pressure.
That.
And Grimstroke even TP down here to try and react, as Rubik and Lesh look like they're attempting a go on mid, refilling the bottle, but Rubik doesn't really have a job to do there. It's starting to feel
He
like
does not.
Inverse are kind of scrambling to find things to do. Like Noah God is hiding in that little tree spot, killing off
That's
the tier
good.
1. They don't have Glyph, so that is just a
No
freebie
TP's
tower.
coming in though.
And Nia, he's got to get out of there. Doesn't have an orb, just being
Oh,
burnt alive
boy.
by the...
Oh,
Ooh,
Nia.
doesn't die. Now the Tombo. Tiny. He doesn't get the toss back. Trying to throw him towards the puck, thinking about it. Gardic now rotating in with a cast. Doesn't bounce, but the Maledict has no damage to follow through on it. So it looks like Gardic's just going to be slain by Noah. Bit awkward in that mid
Oh
lane.
god. The Edict plus the Nova is just way too much damage to go into. Someone should have TP'd in there as soon as they saw the Leshrac taking that tower. Like, for example, the Underlord. Because with Coil plus 1 Firestorm, you will kill that Lesh. So, you need a little bit of help there. Don't let this guy just take the tower for free like that. Because not only did he take the tower, he got a kill.
Trying to farm a
and brought
stack.
bunch of heroes with
Terrorblade.
Bye.
Just a quick little burrow strike in. They're going to find Gardic as well, but the telekinesis dragging him in, and they'll steal the stack. Tiny, he's roamed down here. Avalanche, toss, burrow strike is going to connect on him as the puck gets the orb over into the Rubik now, looking for the bonus kill. The epicenter from melee, though, doing a decent chunk of damage as the Rubik surviving long enough to get some additional clicks and a fairy fire off. So Nia has to orb away, but he's been burrow struck. Melee with a double kill, and that move is huge for Inverse.
Yeah, I mean, they go onto a TB, they start reacting one by one. Gardic, you know, he's probably calling for people to come down there and help the situation now since he just died back.
And they're TPing bottom lane, trying to stop this Lashrack from shoving another tower. But the damage from this Pulse Nova, maxed out Edict, Tiny has to slip away. The Pit of Malice, it will
Puck's got a TP soon though,
save
right?
him up.
Let's see what he does here.
14 seconds of the TP on Puck. Terrorblade does
They're
not
not
want to
mana
be
on the
involved.
Underlord. Oh man, Underlord no mana.
They get
He's
the
just
Maledict on Noah, but the Burrow Strike's
He's just
there.
a big creep.
He's just going to die. A double kill for Noah. Lashrack popping off now 3-0, getting towers left and right.
And there's a big butt and an end.
And
is it,
Alchemist
Gary?
is farming.
Yep, it's so much space for this guy. I mean, for the last 3 minutes, Inverse have just brought all 5 heroes of Hokori towards the bottom side of the map, as Alk has had no one contested
Oh, they've managed it.
at last. Finally.
Tiny stuck around there. I thought they had the safety to go gather those bounty runes and split around a little more.
Yeah. But this whole situation where they lose mid tower, lose bottom tower, it all started with Noah God just wrapping around, getting that tier 1 from like what, 40% HP, which is an edict, not getting punished for it. And suddenly the map just opened up big time for Inverse.
Oh, Lesh swapping up his item build a little bit. He wanted those boots of travel, but it looks like he's going to go for the Eternal Shroud first. Try and tank up against that magic damage. Terrorblade getting gone on as well. Stolen Avalanche.
Again,
Does have Sunder, but he's silenced up. He gets the Sunder off onto the Sand King, but being burst down by the Epicenter, turns and reflects, and the rest of the Radiant have come in. Slaw's going to get slain by the Death Ward, and Noah God. That's a good split earth.
died to
Can't
the Death
finish off
Ward.
El Misho, and the
He's
Death
dying.
Ward is a full duration
Oh,
one. He's
boy.
just been shredded. Nia makes the jump forward, another Waning Rift, and more urn charges.
The
They
hood-
catch up.
the hood
El
buff.
Misho. Ooh, he's wrapping around. There we go with a turn onto the puck. Noah God.
No way.
No,
No way.
Beautiful stuff. He should still die here though, surely. With a Soul Ring, Tiny gets his Tombo back. They get revenge on the Lesh.
They got the solo kill. He was surely dead on Leshrac no matter what. There was a coil coming off cooldown too. But he made the best out of that situation. They got the kill on the TB, but surely it was not worth it in the end. Sanking, supports dying, Leshrac dying.
They kept the out farming. That's all they care right now, and slaying this Underlord
True,
top.
very true.
The gank squad has arrived. And Alk has his Battle Fury.
Plus some. Let's see what he does with the some gold.
Oh, looks like S&Y queued for now.
Solid. Yeah. Status assist against Radiant lineup. Very nice.
Hokori want to try and put a stop to that. El Misho leading the charge. They've got that Spirit Vessel completed. No Chemical Rage for the Alk. So the toss into two-man Tombo. Maledict and Death Ward's beautiful. Oh, yeah, they've got reveal. Sentry's dropped, so even in that sandstorm, Melee just disappears. The
That's actually incredible.
They were trying to smoke themselves. They're coming in towards like this mid lane. Lashrak's playing forward, but with a soul bind onto the puck of the Tiny, two-man telekinesis, and a stolen avalanche.
Fade bolt. Wow.
Jeez Louise, that Rubik destroyed them.
Dude, that was a double fade bolt off the chain there. Crazy amount of burst damage. What was that? 900 magic damage right there?
Tower is under attack.
Just like that.
Bonkers them out. They're going to kill off the Witch Doctor top as well. Noah God just keeps it going.
Got 4 kills. I mean, they lose the Alchemist, but the return kills here are what's paying off for both of these teams.
And Terrorblade still needs a little more room. What is this?
He's
SNY
got
to
an SNY.
BKB. It's a very defensive build from Lumiere.
Extremely. This is not something that you typically see. Normally, you'll see BKB as a third item, or maybe you'll go like Manta into BKB, but SNY into BKB. Probably necessary though against all the stuns on the side of Inverse. Plus, they got the silence, and you just want to be able to win one fight with that BKB, and then all of a sudden you got so much map space for you to farm up on the Terrorblade.
And you can actually have a presence. The two-man Burrow Strike straight in from Melee. Gets his epicenter off. The Avalanche toss, though, he's not going to be able to finish off the puck. Tiny retreats. Turn with a Death Ward. Silenced up. The Witch Doctor can't channel it fully this time, but the Maledict will take him down inside the Firestorm as Noah God chases guard it. They will at least get one for their troubles. A double for Noah. Puck still sticking around here with a Terrorblade nearby. Tiny's made the move in yet again, but surrounded by so many dire heroes, had no place to battle there. Even though he does kill off the
Got to
Rubik.
kill the Rubik though. Yep. Toss onto him. So they lose 3 for 2 again. And Alchemist, hello, is still farming. What's surprising here though, Gary, is it doesn't feel like he's farming that fast.
Yeah, he's caught up. I felt like he was just a little stun into mid lane. Melee thinking about going on near with an Inkswell. Still considering it. Doesn't have Blink or Burrow though. Well, that'll be the end of that. Yeah, I guess Alka's been catching up for the past few minutes. Now it's his time to accelerate.
Yeah, I mean, that one death where they smoked up there was really nice. And the reason for that smoke up was there was a ward in the triangle area. They noticed Alka was not there for a while, so they all assumed he was going to be in the left jungle. And now they see him on that ward that they planted from the previous smoke, and they're going to go back to him. But this time, Alka's gone. He's going to go straight into the triangle. He's already killed that camp.
They see the acid spray. The calling card of the Alchemist left behind.
They've also drew the line on the minimap. They're like, guys, this is where they all are. No one's showing bottom. Grimstroke's like, farm here, Mr. Alchemist. It's safe.
Yeah, you see the positioning of the Sand King. The other 3 heroes down bottom lane. Noah God shoves. Everybody creating that barrier between the Radiant and the Alchemist. 11k net worth. A good 3,000 ahead of the TB at this point. Still waiting for that BKB. Does Alchemist just want to wait for Abyssal Blade and then join team fights? Or do you think he'll actually come and play some Dota 2 in the next couple of minutes?
Oh, he'll definitely play some Dota 2 in the next couple of minutes. It just depends on where Hokori go. Honestly, I don't know why he went meta. I guess it's because of the Underlord, the pit or something. But I can't help but feel like he just needed to buy SNY and BKB
Yeah, probably
instead.
would have felt a bit better.
Yeah, because even if he does have his Abyssal Blade, he's still going to get stunned and nuked down. This Underlord's Firestorm is also going to destroy his illusions rather quickly. But I guess you also have to think about reflection, right? Removing reflection off yourself. But it's not like it matters that much, to be fair.
I guess it's another way to get rid of Spirit Vessel too. So you've got your ulti and you've got Manta. And you're not wasting like a BKB charge to try and get rid of the Vessel debuff.
So he's going back for that BKB, yeah. I mean, I don't think buying Basher was going to be the play here. And it was definitely not going to save him.
Sand King TP's top after they cleared out that bottom tier 2. Melee is ready to jump onto Lumiere. Epicenter, Blink Burrow catches both of them. Well angled, and Lumiere unable to get off a Sunder. He's trying to turn, but silenced up. The stolen Waning Rift from Rubik secures it.
Damn. 900 gold from the BKB, making a play onto the tier 2. Doesn't get vision of that sanking for the Sunder play. I mean, they get Sunder there. That looks very different. But all of a sudden, TV's dead. Your 3 is dead. You're behind 10k gold against Alchemist. Tiny's got a dagger, though.
Alchemist,
Rubik.
literally. Oh,
Just looking
yeah?
at Rubik, Gary.
Oh, dear. Is he alright?
Waiting Rift.
Oh, me show. That one spot in the trees. They've got telekinesis.
Oh, wow.
Just about
Was that
found it.
long TP?
I'm not too sure.
Long.
I'm gonna give him the tips anyway. Zap him down with a Fade Bolt. And they take out Gardic too. Leshrac diving behind the tier 2 mid lane. Snipes out the Witch Doctor, so a 12k lead now appearing up for Inverse. As we get into this kind of mid-game situation, Terrorblade, is the BKB going to make the biggest deal here? Well,
Hang on,
a second. They're going on Lesh. Blink Borrow from melee, though. Stopping the puck in his tracks. Saving up Noah
This
God.
was about the time, Gary, when Inverse threw last game, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't think they're out the woods yet. Just give them some time.
They've learned from game 1.
Tower is under attack.
They surely have. I mean, they gave Gio a hero where you have to go carry the game. So,
You have to buy farming items while you're farming.
yeah. Yeah, no other option. So let's see what happens. I mean, I think once they do get BKB, they have this potential of taking over one area of the map, warding up, staying on the high ground, and baiting Inverse into that area of the map to fight. And that could be a losing situation for them, even though they are up like a significant amount of gold right now.
Yeah, especially if they want to go Roshan, something like that. Kind of feel like your hand is forced to go get Alk and Aegis. Well, Smoke and look for that fight beforehand. If they can get a couple of kills, then Roshan does open his doors to you.
Dire are scanning.
Misho sitting on a ramp, waiting for the bounty runes to spawn. Gets jumped by the Sanking, though. And they've chain stunned him. Quick and easy pick on the Tiny, while the rest of the Radiant getting chased by the Alchemist, the 2-man pit, holding the Lash and the Sanking in place. But Alchemist slices through Gardic as the TB's BKB goes to work on the Lash. Inkswell, not enough to speed him away from danger. Inverse have to reset. They can't stick around here, and they've coiled up the Sanking now. Puck back in with another orb. He's got a Burrow Strike. He's got Sandstorm and potentially a Blink, but with the dust and the chase, silencing Puck to stop a bit of that damage from coming. They've allowed that Sanking to slip back up to the high ground of the Dire jungle. Now no one has a chance at Roshan, while this tier 1 mid is still standing. The Radiant would love to snipe it out, but the reinitiation. Sanking with Alchemist,
BKB.
straight back onto the Witch Doctor, the dieback of Gardic.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Leshrac just bought out.
He did. I mean, they're going on the puck and they're going to take out Nia. So if this allows them to get into Roshan, or if maybe Lash can find the Underlord.
They gotta go to Roshan. They
have
forget
to.
about everything else. You have to get this Aegis on Leshrac. Like, he just bought out.
Radiant's middle tower
If
is
you
under attack.
wait longer, and then the TB has his next meta, and then they contest you on the Roshan pit, that's the worst thing that could happen as Inverse. So, get in the Roshan pit, get the Edict going on the Acid Spray. Let's go right now.
Well, Alchemist has the right idea. Lots of
Yeah,
lines.
he's
lots
like
of
drawing the
scribble.
lines.
Yeah.
He's like, guys, can you just come here? Stop. What are you guys doing?
Kill Roche, please? They'll do it. Into the pit, but this has allowed Puck to respawn. Witch Doctor 7 seconds away. Terrorblade with no meta, though. Doesn't really want to get too heavily involved, and it looks like Hokori not going to contest, just going to shove out some waves. Puck has already TP'd bottom. And Vitali getting stuck up with a Burrow Strike. Inverse. Get their Rubik tossed back, but he's orbing forward. He steals out the toss from Tiny. And then back to the lanes to farm, as that Lash does get the Aegis.
Dire's middle
Losing the Rubik outside the pit, though, as they do spread pretty wide across the map.
11k gold lead. They are losing out on gold, to be honest, on the side of Inverse. I mean, Alchemist is back to farming again. They did take some time to do that Roshan. Looks like they want to smoke up right here. I'm not so sure I like this play, Gary. Like, they just got Aegis, and your TB doesn't have meta. What's this smoke all about? Rubik being dead? It's not enough.
I mean, maybe if they can find this Noah God Lash and kill him twice.
Radiant
But he's going to
are
offer
scanning.
so much damage. And sustain with that Eternal Shroud. They spot the Lash. They scan into the triangle. They've got a pretty good idea there's no one nearby, so they make the jump. Onto the Lash with a Pit of Malice and the Death Ward, so they can't cancel it out. Noah
Good
God is going to die
execution.
once here. Eventually
get out.
falls. And the Dark Rift
Yeah, it's
home.
time to get out. That is actually okay. That was good enough. That
Top
was
lane.
actually amazing.
Terrorblade, can he BKB in time? No, he gets stunned. Burst Strike with a silence from that.
You can
Grimstroke.
BKB this, right?
Can he BKB Sunder? He
Inkswell.
can't. Telekinesis in the Inkswell there.
Damn, that Inkswell from Grimstroke, Gary.
So powerful, isn't it?
It just got him good.
It's one of the best spells in the game.
Dire are scanning.
They've spotted out Tiny. Oh, not going to catch him with a burrow there. Blinks away.
Under attack.
Little tree grab stolen by Rubik and a two-man coil from Puck. Holds the Grim and the Sand King in. Leshrak's on a long walk back up towards top lane as the Alchemist stuns himself, but seemingly just doesn't care under that tier 1 tower.
They just gotta wait, right? If they get this TV back alive, he's gonna want to fight, and then now you can kill the Leshrak, who does not have buyback. And then that's how Hokori blow this game wide open. It's so weird, like, Inverse is up 15k gold, but I don't feel comfortable with their 15k
Radiant's
gold.
top tower has fallen.
Like, watching this game, I don't feel like they're in like a super winning position.
It's a tightrope act. There's a strong breeze coming. And Lash is going to go all the way
They need
back
a
home.
convincing win. A convincing team fight win.
Well, he does have Ags on Lesh now, so at least he's going to be able to try and save himself.
That's interesting, yeah. But what if you pop that when you're maledicted? Oh, it does not cause you to take amplified damage. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. I thought you took amplified damage, but you don't.
Yeah. Oh, Tiny. Yeah, I had to read it as well. Sorry, I was in my own little world there. Nihilism.
Is it nihilism or like nihilism? Nihilism?
Nihilism? I mean, I don't know.
Nihilism? Yeah, nihilism sounds about right.
Nihilistic tendencies.
What does that
Nothing
even mean?
matters. Wait, hang on, do I have it right? If you're a nihilist, it's like you believe that nothing that you do or nothing in the world matters. So you may as well just do
Okay.
whatever the hell you want anyway. That is nihilism, right? Nihilism. We'll do a quick little Google. Yeah, the rejection of all religious and moral principles in the belief that life is meaningless. Life is meaningless, so what the fuck? Do what you want anyway. That's the job of Lesh. Run in there with all your magic damage.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Production just said Dota's meaningless, guys. Because life is Dota. Alright, Dino.
Life
Dota
is
is
meaningless
life.
to do whatever you want. sounds like something a pedo would say.
Dire's
Jesus
bottom tower
Christ.
is under attack.
Those damn libertarians.
Fortified.
How are you feeling about the spot that Inverse are in right now? Still a bit tentative about their move forward? Because they're kind of edging
I-
towards this Radiant base.
Tower is under
I
attack.
kind of like this play, what they did. Like, you know, invade the triangle, get some sentries up, take these 2 lanes under your control, get a ward up on the triangle as well. There's no tier 2 tower to take bottom, so this looks pretty good for me. The problem is, how are they going to execute the play where they get Hokori out of the split push mode? What I think they need to do is they need to smoke from this ward and go towards the bottom jungle and get a pick
Dire's bottom
with this
tower
blink
is under
stacking.
attack.
And they're not really doing that. They're kind of
Radiant's
allowing
middle tower is under attack.
Hokori to continue the split push. Look at bottom. You got Illusions, TV.
Radiant's
High ground is
middle
almost
tower
there.
has fallen.
And then Sand King very visibly TP's down there, so he's like, right, I'm showing on
Now
this
they
lane.
want to fight. Now
And
they're
they
going
want
to
to
fight. This is 4
Now they
versus
move
5.
in. Onto the Alchemist. They know he doesn't have the Aegis. It's already been expended on that Lash earlier on, so if they can maybe pick him off with an Avalanche toss, where's the Tombo? Misses out on the Alch, they'll catch the Rubik instead. Inside the Pit of Malice. Tiny with a toss, he's looking for it. They don't want to spend coil for that.
Coil?
Just going to toss the puck forward and orbit onto the Rubik.
Alright, good enough. It's fine. But you can see how like they're getting kind of outplayed on the map here on the side of Inverse at the moment. Like keeping that Sanking back like that is very questionable, especially when all your teammates are already set up on the mid lane. You have to be very careful with how you exit your 5-man hold.
Yeah, especially when you do it so very obviously in front of the nose of your opponents. Hatred up top for the puck. Aghanim Scepter's about 1,200 off. And that next round of Roshan in about a minute and a half. Definitely something here Hokori are eyeing up for that next big team fight. Oh, a Titan Sliver for Lumiere's Terrorblade. He's got his Skadi, BKB, SNY. He's pretty much ready now.
He is. I think he's strong enough to tank through the engagement. Even if he gets Ink Swelled and Chain Stun, he can pop the BKB and Sunder.
Dire's top tower is
He
under attack.
needs that next item. And if he gets that next item, like I have this theory where if a carry, which is not Alchemist, hits 20k net worth plus against Alchemist, he's already like on par with Alch. Even if Alch is 6-sided already.
I was just about to ask you, right? Because right now it feels like they're kind of at level, right? If they go head to head, Alch and Terrorblade right now, they feel both pretty strong in these team fights. But it's that next step. Like, what does Alchemist do next, right? He finished the AC, then he's pretty much 6-slotted. You can buy some Aghanims, buy some, Moonshard or something. But at some point he hits that peak, and mid-game Alch feels very strong. Late-game Alch starts to run out of item slots.
You know what's amazing, Gary? When Alchemist gets Ags and he wants to give it to someone, like let's say Leshrac needs an item, you can just buy Ags and give it to the Lesh, and then you instantly get that refund on your Ags for the Lesh.
Yeah, you get free money, right? Like 4,200 gold straight into your pockets.
Exactly. So it's like you get an entire big item out of nowhere.
You
while
can't use
getting the Agonists.
You can't use it on someone while they're dead, right? The hero has to be alive to give it to them.
Yes.
So it's not like a buyback bailout
you're trying to
ability,
think
right?
like, no, you have to be alive.
Okay.
Oh boy, no
Flash
god,
Rack.
that is not who you want to run into.
He does still have his stun. He was holding it for that death ward.
Switcheroo. Where's the switcheroo?
Kills off the Witch Doctor. Doesn't have switcheroo yet.
It's such a cool shard. Love it. Switcheroo. Oh, Rubik, what the hell?
Walks up high ground. Oh, I'm not
What?
sure. What was he doing there?
Alright, Nakane, that is some
Look,
real
if he had
pig move, sir.
if he had an observer or a sentry, I'd start to argue he was on a dewarding mission, but no. He has got no reason to be there. Tiny, still going to get found by the rest of the Dire team.
Yeah, in FPS they call that face checking, right?
Face checking a whole Radiant team, but Roshan has respawned now, scouted by the Witch Doctor Courier. Dire team, I don't believe know this is going on. Back to your point about split pushing, it just constantly feels like these side lanes are trending towards the Dire base, and there hasn't been an answer for it yet. Pinging out that bottom tier 2.
And if like inverse push the lane into Hokori, then TB gets farmed. So
And he's about to hit that 20k mark, which is going to be Daedalus.
they gotta get better at catching people on the side of inverse, Gary. Man, dude, he gets his Daedalus, that's it. I'm gonna call Hokori to get this done.
Yeah, like Alec has a butterfly queued up, but what does he swap out? Phase boots out? Do they have spider legs on the Dire team? I do not.
Oh boy, the
Elven
fight's
Tunic
happening.
and the Alch.
Dude, they need 100 gold or something for this Daedalus too. This is so sad, but they can still take this engagement.
They missed the burrow on the TV. They focused the Witch Doctor. Soul by now
Alch is
into the
dead.
Tiny. The
Alch is
Witch
dead.
Doctor. The
Alch is
Alch
dead.
is just straight up screwed. Alch is gone. The Lesh is in the middle of them with his BKB going. The Underlord turns and faces him. Yes, he kills off the 2 supports. But what does Lesh do now against this Terrorblade? He's running rampant forward into your lines, and now Noah God. Nihilism to run away with the Ink Swell to speed him out of there. Do the Radiant go into the pit?
Okay, now he's got the Daedalus. I mean, you saw that Alch melt. And he didn't even have the Daedalus in that engagement, so yeah.
That is meta down though, and another reinitiation with the burrow, the chain stuns onto Nier. They left the puck alone mid. Meta expiring, so Lumiere was like, I'm out of here. See you guys, and Noah God just keeps on chasing. Turns
So
with a reflection. Noah, this might have been a little too far. They've got the Dark Rift. Do they want to escape? They do.
They do. They 100% want to escape there. You don't want to get lifted and then ink swelled and then stunned by Lesh and then Sanking stunned. There's just only 2 of you there, so just get out. That was the right call there.
So the Radiant stop the Roshan, they kill the Alk. Like overall, like net worth swing wise, that goes to Inverse. But delaying Roshan feels so good for the Radiant.
Definitely. We do have a dayless up though on TV. How much longer for this meta? 70 seconds. All right. Yeah, you're right though. I bought the Titan Sliver 2 on the TV. That shit helps so much against the lineup of Inverse.
Oh, the Burrow. Witch Doctor move in. He was trying to scout it out, so he's gone for 40 seconds now. And Alchemist has respawned, TP to the outpost. And it looks like they're going to grab this Roshan.
The thing is, they're not going to give the Aegis to the Alk. They're going to give it to Leshrac. And Leshrac is going to be that real carry after this.
Well, they've moved the phase boot slot out of the Alk's backpack. Inventory into the backpack.
Okay.
So, potentially...
That's a bit awkward.
They're going to give it to him, yeah.
Like
You would much prefer it on the Lesh?
I think so. So he has a second life and he can just keep running in. Because the Alchemist, like, if he dies with Aegis, when he's back alive, it's just dead again.
I think it's very often we talk about transformation heroes, right? Not making the most out of Aegis. Terrorblade, Lycan, Alchemist. Whereas, on the flip side, Lesh is very similar to Storm in the fact that he gets a lot of use out of Aegis.
Definitely.
Coming back with a full round again.
I want to see this Alchemist just get Ags and buy it for the Leshrac. Like, forget about whatever you're buying. Just give an item to this Lesh. Give this Lesh an extra 4,200 gold. Get him to another item. He's got Shivas now. Gigantic on the Lesh. And then what does he buy after the Shivas? Something that can make him tankier, or...
I'm not sure, but this wraparound.
Yeah, okay.
They're catching the Witch Doctor. Alchemist showing off his Abyssal Blade as the Terror Blade. Does get stunned up into that Split Earth as well. Leshrac through his BKB, forced to pop the cheese. Lumiere, he's out of there.
Ooh, that's gonna feel bad though, Gary. Pop the BKB, pop the meta just to run away.
That should help.
And that's, what, 2 minutes on cooldown? Over 2 minutes cooldown now. So a massive window for Inverse to try and close this one out. It's been a long road, but it looks like they're coming to the end.
Yeah, this looks much better now from Inverse. Now that they made this play that kind of caught Hokori off guard and made them use some spells in ways that they wouldn't like.
I thought they might find the TB top. Look, Melee is pinging it. He scanned it. He knows the TB is or was around here, and Lumiere is pushing this a step too far. Grimstroke is nearby. They could scout him out quite easily, but it's the mid lane push. Of course, should be the primary focus for Inverse.
They're down to just give up one side of Axe here. Just wait for the TB's meta to be back up again.
Like, they might not have to. Like, the fact that Inverse sent 2 heroes to go hunting the TB, and now Lash's TP
Exactly.
top, they don't get the buildings.
Very true.
Do you think that's fear on the side of Inverse, if they don't kill the Terrorblade and force something there, or is it lack of experience as Underlord? Hang on a second, chain stunned. Concoction comes. They've held Vitaly in place long enough to burst him down, and he doesn't have buyback.
Now that's a Axe, right?
A 5v4,
No way
yeah.
you're gonna be able to hold this. I mean, the Leshrac is kind of far away though. Doesn't have Edict. And oh wait, never mind. The TB is cutting the waves.
So they can't kill buildings. I mean, Lesh is level
They cannot.
25. They would love to get that Diabolic Edict going in that mid lane. But yeah, you're right. He's forced to try and deal with these Terrorblade illusions. Oh, dearie me. He'll kill them all off eventually. Alka's stuck around mid all alone, but this has bought time now. 30 seconds for the Underlord to respawn. Tiny has the tossback capabilities. And Metamorphosis, 10 seconds until that cooldown returns. So one laner act, you said they were pretty happy to give this one up and then look for that next team fight. It should be around the bottom lane. It's being spam pinged by Inverse. They want to try and get some more structural damage in this Radiant base.
TB's got to go back, I think. Wait, where was the creep wave? Okay, creep wave is already dead. Cask is gonna help a little bit. Once the glyph is back up, maybe, but the edict is... God, look at these
It's
damage.
monstrous. There's the toss back and a coil. They get the BKB off on the Alchemist, so he runs back with the concoction still running. Turns and stuns the TB as they try to focus the buildings, but the backdoor regen is kicked in again. Do they want to stick around for this? The epicenter from Melee, he does. He wants to blink Burrow onto the Terror Blade, focusing Lumiere, still holding BKB, and he's also got this Aghanim Scepter, so a Terror Wave is available too. Melee focus, self-fuels, buys a bit of time as the Inkswell stuns onto Lumiere, but he just doesn't give a damn. Turns and whacks the Alchemist down. Aegis popped. As the Melee rack still stands, and the Death Ward pummeling the Rubik, and now the focus
Off
back
again.
onto the Alk. The fear is there as the second round of Metamorphosis comes in. He's popped this concoction, might get a stun off at the very end, bashes the TB, but the stun dodged by the puck, and the lane is defended by Hokori.
Yep. And they also have the that Ags is so nice there. I was a little bit worried because the puck used a coil, didn't get the Alchemist, right? Because once you get that toss back, if you actually just coil the Alch there, he's pretty much just dead twice, and you force Inverse to come in and fight you because he got an Ags on the puck. But nonetheless, they still managed to hold that melee racks, which helps quite a bit. And they got the kill onto the Alk, who's dead for 100. Plenty of time for this TB to push out the lanes, get his next item, and wait out that cooldown on his next meta.
Yeah, now you're not worried about Aegis, not worried about Cheese. They've all been expended. Next Roshan in about 2.5 minutes for the fast spawn. And the fact that you do, like you said, you've got this Aghanims on TV, so he's going to have the Metamorphosis more frequently. Not sure what Noah God's talking about, but he's been coiled up. Too much time all chatting, not enough time focusing on his hero, but he's going to turn and stun the TB of Lumiere, soulbound with the Tiny.
Got a Sunder.
He's got BKB and Sunder, but can he turn and do it? Get it off onto the Noah God Lash. No burst damage to finish him off, though. Nihilism popped, and off he runs. The Sand King, though, destroyed by the Death Ward.
Dire's middle tower is under
Well, they got
attack.
another kill. That's another timer that they put onto Inverse. Alk is still dead for 20 more seconds. TB has short cooldown on his Sunder. Sticking around.
Man, he's got that Terror Wave ready if they do try and go on him.
Yep, got that quick meta. And you can see how, Inverse are having a hard time ending this game against this Terror Blade.
Yeah, they had a 30k net worth lead with that high ground push, with Aegis, with Cheese. They got, what, 1.5 lanes to barracks?
And, oh man, they even got the double outpost, didn't they? On Hokori. For the minute 40. That's insane. That's so much experience too, going their way.
Oh.
They're gonna be nearing level 25 on their heroes.
Right, what did Noah say? I'm guessing no entry into our base when when the Grand Noah's around. Big boy Noah God dropping the old chat saying, please don't push our high ground.
What did he say? Did he say something?
Yeah, in all chat. It was the last
Dire's
message.
top tower is under
I don't see anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just like blank.
Interesting. No, I've got Bowie pinged Metamorphosis, Witch Doctor brought back, and then Noah God had an all chat message.
Okay.
That's weird you don't see it, honestly.
Alright. Well, I see that he had an all chat message, it just shows nothing. So, like, it's just blank.
Huh. Do you have, like, chat muted from people, maybe?
Maybe. Possible.
Alright, Smoke
No.
Time. Basher Terrorblade. He's got Minotaur Horn, so double magic immunity. Lumiere is more
Very nice.
than ready for this next team fight.
Oh, so instead of going for the rapier, he ate the eggs and then bought a basher, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wants that immediate item. I mean, the basher is nice. You can abyssal the last track when he goes in. Keep him pinned down. He says something like, they didn't enter the base of Grand Noah.
Well, he did
Noah
stop them from
God.
pushing. Noah God.
Yep.
No
Noah
entry.
God and his arc. He should have said they couldn't enter the arc of Grand Noah.
There's no room for them. There's only one
Yep.
big boss in this one. Oh, and we were talking at the start of the panel mentioning the two raid bosses, Alk and TB, but now it's become more TB and Leshrac.
Yep.
Scythe of Vice, he's got that Arcane Blink queued up.
I won't lie to you, Gary, but this Alk has felt extremely underwhelming to me.
I mean, he's going to die now. He's going to get scouted. Coiled up. He BKBs, pops the Chemical Rage. There's the Terror Wave, so a quick little metamorphosis from the Terror Blade as they
He's evading
Burrow
a
strike
lot,
into
though.
the back. The Butterfly, yeah, you're right, it's going to work. They're struggling to finish him off and take him down. The Alk still stands his ground. Finally, they're going to kill him, surely. He'll
Are you sure?
end dead at
Alright,
long last.
Jesus.
And Terrorblade has the proper meta to come now. Onto the Lash Rack, they'll burst Noah God. Dead for 2 minutes.
Well, Noah, I don't know if you want them on your arc or not, but they're going to be getting on your arc pretty soon, whether you like it or not.
And Roshan's alive. Noah has buyback in 15 gold.
Radiant's courier.
That's
Alk
a
can
refresher,
buy
isn't
back.
it? This Roshan.
It is.
Yep, that's a refresher for TB. He's happy.
Do you not want to buy back to stop this roast, or did you not know it's happening?
It's very hard. You buy back, you just lose the game, right? Plus, you don't know, like, if it's exactly up, or maybe you do know. I don't know what the timer was.
Sometimes you just gotta
But
play
it's
to win,
very
though.
awkward.
El Misho does get picked off while the Terrorblade just solos Roshan, so he's got Aegis, Refresher Shard, Cheese, Ninja Gear to smoke himself up with an Invis. He's got everything, honestly, and they've coiled up the Grim and the Sand King back in the jungle, snapping the coil on Slaw. And a pause. What's the plan? What do we do? Do we buy back, guys? Lash Alchemist? Are we gonna buy back? Pink DC? I don't think it matters that Pink DC'd. He looks pretty dead to me. Well, maybe he's the one making the game call, so they need him in the voice comms. But yeah, Grim has no buyback. Sand King has no buyback. Rubik does, but if they lose 2 or 3 heroes here, Radiant is going to run straight towards Dire Base and probably take a lane or 2 of barracks.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, Gary, I'm like 90% sure Hokori got this in the bag. At this rate.
I feel that way.
Like, Inverse need to do something drastic. Like, they gotta make some smokes happen. I feel like they've let the, foot off the gas. They just kind of freestyling the game instead of making some smoke plays, catching some puck or Wish Doctor or something like that. You got a Hex on this Leshrac. You have a lot of ways to make things happen, but they're just not doing it. And I think the person who needs to be leading these charges has to be the Alchemist. But now the Alk doesn't have boots though, because he removes his boots for a butterfly, so he's slow as hell.
Yeah, then going into the Swift Blink next. Or is he going to swap out Battle Fury, I guess? They'll get the Grimstroke out. Never mind. It's a Spirit Vessel, and now a Gem on the floor. Chase onto the Sand King. Can't contend with that Death Ward. Battalion near will chase him to the very bitter end. He stuns up the high ground, tries the TP. There's
Hello?
the...
Cask?
He goes for the
Why?
switcheroo. He wanted to try out his new Aghanim Shard, mate.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's a throw.
Well, we still break high
That's
ground.
a stanking without a buyback. Yeah, you got a stun. You prefer to use your switcheroo instead.
Thought he could just kill him. Oh, Lumiere breaking up the ramp, forcing a buyback from Lesh. Alchemist
Gotta be
is
careful.
respawning.
Oh, no.
Lumiere forced to turn,
gotta
Sun to
BKB off.
BKB, and gets the Dark Rift to safely return home. Puck's going to make a
lingering
swift retreat
heroes.
here. Well, that's a nice jump from Rubik. Blinking, waiting Rift forward, but the Puck very slippery as always.
Yep. But yeah, I think Leshrac didn't get the stun off onto the TB. The SNY status is just kind of messing around with him a little bit. Because if he got the stun off there and they killed the Aegis and then Dark Rift already went off, that would have been a very awkward situation for Hokori.
Yeah, because then he's all stuck in the mud. Well, Inverse, surprisingly, do have 5 heroes alive, and they're going again down bottom lane, trying to finish off that set of barracks. Just watching these illusions, though, Theban. Like, Sand King's down to, what, 60% HP just from 2 illusions hitting him. And then you're going to have to deal with the main hero.
It's really nice. Watching that last fight and how hard it was for them to kill that Alchemist, and the only reason why he died is because he broke the coil with his Abyssal, right? And got stunned for a long ass time. So what if the Alch doesn't do that? And he just waits out the coil and then he Abyssals.
And what if they jump on him and force his BKB early? Terrorblade lets loose. Sand King tries to burrow, but the BKB from Lumiere is there. The Abyssal Blade back. Lotus Orb as
Noticed.
the Alchemist gets sucked towards the TB, and Lumiere just going wild on them. Sand King falls to self-fuels. He's sandstormed up. The concoction lands, but these Lotus Orbs and the buff-ups on the Terrorblade. He's got Aegis.
Oh, Sundered.
Terrorblade sunders and secures it. 100 more seconds on that Alchemist death timer. And Grimstroke caught up with a Tiny as Noah God. He's got a lot on his plate now. He is basically 1 versus 5. Rubik, he waves goodbye. He's out of there, and well, Noah God is too. GG is called. Well played. As Inverse tap out in game 2.
I can't see him right, GG. Okay, but that's insane. They just lost the game like that. Dude, Leshak was going for the puck, right? But then the TV was like wide open. What, the Alk was like 1 hit away from getting that TV, or just 1 like bash from killing him? And then he got that Sundroff onto the Underlord. It was so close. I mean, the TB was fighting into the Alk without Rapier, something to go through that evasion. So that's why the fight was getting really close. But in the end, RNG didn't favor them. But to be fair, they just messed up a lot in the mid game, I think. The Alchemist not playing aggressive enough, not looking for enough catches.